Hello and welcome to Anywhere But Here, episode 253. My name's Ant and I am on my own for this intro. Tom's been gigging pretty hard recently, so we thought he deserved a rest, and that's what he's got today. As such, this is an old episode that we recorded in April. Our patrons have heard it, so we do apologise to them, even though they don't get this intro. But it's new to you guys. You haven't heard it yet, so here it is. If you do have any comments on it, don't hesitate to get in touch with us, either via Facebook, facebook.com/ABH Pod. You can see us at Twitter at ABH Pod. That's about it. I mean, our audio episodes do go out on YouTube, so I suppose you could go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ABH Podcast, and leave a comment on this particular episode there. You can email us, abhpod@gmail.com as well. As I said, the patrons have heard this, and they've been able to do that because they are kind enough to donate their $1 a month to our worthy cause, and they get these spoiler casts when they're released rather than down the line when we need to have a bit of a break and we put them out. They also get these episodes, the main episodes I should say, our regular episodes without these laboured intros on them. They also get the YouTube videos a week or so early, because we thought they deserve a bit of a reward for their hard-earned money they're donating to us. Incidentally enough, we're over halfway to our goal, so we can start recording ship time transit episodes again on a more regular basis and be able to justify it by saying, look, we make money from it. You can also support us via our Amazon banner, which is on abhpod.com. There's a banner around our Patreon banner as well. You can click on that before you go to Amazon. You come to our website, click the banner, it takes you to Amazon, and you can do your shopping there, and we get a little bit of a kickback, just like Robbie did. Our pod pal Robbie Palanco, honorary pod pal Robbie Palanco, he messaged us on Twitter the other day to show us that he brought some bits for his daughter via our Amazon banner, so we'll get a little bit of a kickback for that. That'll go towards our hosting costs along with our Patreon income that we get. So if you do decide to support us via any of those channels, thank you very much. Without further ado, here is our spoiler cast for Avengers Endgame. Enjoy. Which I suppose the success of this film was as well.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I don't know how they've done it. 10 years and 20-some movies, all leading to this point.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it. I knew I wasn't ready for what was going to happen.
I was so nervous and anxious.
Yeah.
Like waiting to go in because like they were holding us at the door,
right?
Because I hadn't finished cleaning from the previous screening, and we were just there, and they sort of roped off the door like there was a barrier, so you couldn't get in, because they were still trying to clean up. Every screen was showing it.
Yeah.
And Liz spoke to the manager. She was just talking to the manager about it, and the woman said like, they are sold, like every screen is showing it, and they are sold out for the next 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Completely sold out. I saw somebody I work with there, she was going to the same screening as us, and she said like there was a couple of people sort of, as they were picking up their tickets, a couple of people walked up to this say, oh, can we get tickets for the No. No, you
Why
can't.
Haven't you booked this already? You know the rules.
Yeah, like... No.
Take a day off work and go during the day.
Yeah, like, no, but they're sold out. Completely sold out. Well, yours weren't.
Go to Cineworld.
Yeah. But it's like, what are you doing? You're just trying to show up and buy a ticket. Like, you get, obviously there's going to be showings where, I think probably single seats you could probably get.
Yeah.
You can come in, but you're not going to be sat near each other.
I went on my own.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anyone else to go with.
Was it packed?
No.
Oh, really?
Because I was there at 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay. It was completely rammed when I went.
I mean, there were lots of people there, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a sellout.
There was a lot for an 11 o'clock in the morning
11 o'clock showing, I'm normally like, this is my time,
this
I'm
is
on
my
my
screen.
own.
Yeah.
There's 3 other people in here.
Yeah.
There's only cinephiles, and no one is going to break the rules. Everyone's going to be really good, well-behaved. I tell you what, it was the best-behaved audience of that size I've ever been in.
And I was just about to say the same.
Right, for a sold-out screen.
The only noise in quiet bits was just rustling.
Yeah.
Like popcorn rustling and stuff like that.
Stand that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But that's on you. You're in a cinema.
That's totally on me. But that's why I go to daytime screenings.
Like, so the end, right near the end, we're not going to get to it just yet, but right near the end where there's like the quietest point, where like just a lot of contemplation. Yeah. Everyone in that screen was contemplating.
Yeah.
It was dead silent, not a fucking sniff.
Yeah.
It was... Everyone who was there wanted to be there. Yeah. And they were in it.
Yeah. I mean...
But I wasn't ready for what it was. It was not what anyone was expecting. No one predicted how they were going to fix the snap. No. I don't think anyone knew that's how they would do it.
No, I heard that it was going to be time travel based, and that always...
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, no, I hadn't heard that, so...
And I'm always a bit leery of time travel when it's being used, especially to fix something that's so big.
Yeah.
I was like, how are they going to do this? I didn't, excuse me, I didn't expect a greatest hits of the last 10 years.
That was incredible.
Because that was what it was, wasn't it? It was revisiting the Avengers. It was revisiting Thor, the Dark World. It was revisiting, like, it just revisited all these moments in the...
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
And seeing these things from like a different angle, like for example the evolution of the Hulk to where he is now.
Oh my gosh, where the Hulk is now.
Because that was the other thing as well. Like the snap happened and then nothing else happened for 5 years.
It was
5 years.
Genius.
And I mean, there's the shots of like the cities and whatever and no one's walking around that I'm like, I know why you're doing it, because it would look weird if people were still wandering about, but even having...
Because there's half as many people in the world.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't
still
mean
a
the
lot
world
of
would
people.
stop like it did.
Yeah. I wasn't entirely like...
It would be a bit overgrown because there's not enough people to sort of tidy up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But having pretty much nobody.
But it looked like I Am Legend, didn't it? You know?
Yeah, I thought a lot of it looked a bit like The Last of Us.
Yeah, right.
With the tree, foliage growing where it shouldn't be and stuff.
Up through the cracks in pavements and things like that.
But you kind of get it because everyone would be like,
what's the fucking
what the
point?
fuck do we do?
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
you saw the kid on the bike talking to Scott Lang.
Yeah, or not talking to Scott Lang.
Or not talking to Scott Lang, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy just like, what the fuck happened here? And you'd be like, you're fucking stupid.
What are you talking about?
And just rides off.
And the self-help group with Steve Rogers.
Genius.
You know,
so
talking
clever.
about, like, I went on a date last night and we just cried.
And it's the Steve Rogers, it's the bit where Steve Rogers is like, yeah, you know, we've got to move on. And we're all sat there like, but you haven't.
Nah.
You still haven't.
Yeah.
And then later on, he admits it.
Yeah.
He actually says it to
Black Widow.
Like there are people who have moved on, but we haven't.
Yeah.
So that...
Yeah, I didn't expect for it to be like set 5 years in the future.
It was practically perfection.
Yeah.
I can't pick on really anything.
Nah, there's a couple of bits that I'm like,
Yeah.
Like for example, isn't there supposed to be a Black Widow movie coming out?
Yeah.
When's that going to be set?
Yes.
Because she dead.
Yeah, she probably dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
And also like that whole bit where her and Hawkeye go to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
In the last movie, Thanos had to give up the thing he loved, and he really, really loved Gamora.
Yeah.
Hawkeye and Black Widow?
Well, there's that...
They're platonic.
No, they love it. Like, the way she was acting about him not being around and how upset she got about what happened to him... there was that love for each other. Not in love, obviously. Yeah. Like, there was that familial love.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because that's how it was with Thanos and Gamora. He wasn't in love with Gamora. She was his daughter.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So you've got that familial love. Like, Hawkeye and Black Widow have been through a lot of shit together. And that scene...
Yeah.
Where they were fighting each other to kill themselves. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And how it actually happened, where they both jumped off. I was like, what? Oh, okay, yeah, no. Yeah. Right, yeah, they're going to have that harness, and then he's holding on to it.
It's the cliffhanger scene, yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, he's not going to let go of me, so she pushes off the cliff, so he loses grip. That, my God.
It was tough.
That was a tough watch, yeah. Him as Ronin was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Except it never comes out that it's Ronin.
No, I know.
It's so annoying.
Only that he uses like a weird, cool.
It's like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But but Hawkeye. Holy shit. The way the film opens before the Marvel card.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Before anything actually happens, it's just him being at home with his family. He's got an ankle tag on, hasn't he?
It's weird. You're watching it and you're like, oh, this is nice. He's with his family. And then the ball goes around the tree and then she runs off and I went, oh, no.
Oh, no, yeah.
Like, it hadn't even happened. He hadn't called her name yet. And she run off and he goes, honey. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh,
and it's
no.
his entire family.
And
as
my
well.
heart I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, because then he's kind of like pacing aimlessly.
And then he calls his wife, and you're like, oh my God, they've all gone.
Yeah.
He lost his whole family.
Because you eventually did see Ant-Man and the Wasp, right?
Yeah, I never finished watching it, but, you know,
right.
I didn't figure how it happened, but they explain it in this anyway, what happened, which is
Yeah.
really good. I like that they explain how that happened.
Yeah. Because that's essentially what happens at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
He goes
into the
quantum realm, and
then as they're about to pull him back out, that he loses contact with them, and then the camera pans back to the parking lot where the van is being kept, and there's just the ashes.
Right. But did that came out before?
Yeah.
Infinity War, didn't it?
No.
Oh, was it after?
No,
Infinity
it was directly afterwards.
Oh, so you knew what the ashes meant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you'd seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you watch it and then you go, oh.
Because, that was the big thing right at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. You're like,
yeah. It's so weird. And that's the feeling you got with Hawkeye and that. And he's looking for it and you're like, oh, Jesus.
And then the Marvel credits roll. But it's the black Marvel.
Fucking brilliant.
They fade it to black, don't they, rather than keep it red.
Absolutely genius. It's opening.
The Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah,
was
it
was him in the 60s, wasn't it? Basically, it was him.
That was cool.
As a kind of beatnik.
That was really cool.
It was 70s, sorry. So that was quite cool. And I assume that the woman in the car was his wife.
Oh, possibly actually. Oh, I didn't actually think about that side of it. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So because obviously she died a year before him, didn't she?
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. It was. It's just so much. Like, where do you start? What do you talk about in this film?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't expect for it to just pick up again 5 years in the future.
Yeah, when it said 5 years
later.
It's like, wow.
What?
Yeah.
So Black Widow's kind of holding things down.
She's sort of director, but
but there isn't really.
There is not a shield.
She's in touch with the Koye in Wakanda. Rhodey somewhere in Mexico.
Yeah,
like Rocket and
Carol,
yeah.
Captain Marvel with her new haircut,
quiff hair,
fucking incredible.
Yeah,
because she popped up with that hair and it's I like her haircut.
It was Carol and it was Rocket and Nebula, wasn't it?
Yes, Carol, Rocket,
they're
and
the
Nebula.
Guardians of the Galaxy now.
Yeah,
because all the others are dead.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about like where Carol first shows up. So in the trailer for Endgame is like it's Tony on the ship.
Yeah, that's right.
That was amazing. That's
fucking
incredible.
hell! Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about that.
That whole part was incredible. Where Tony's sort of playing games with Nebula, and there's just that
monologue.
Like his as well. The illness caused by his shrapnel and stuff like that is slowly killing him. Yeah. But Nebula sort of staving it off.
Oh, I didn't get that. I thought
it said the disease has taken hold, or the disease has run its course thanks to Blue in the back. So I'm assuming it's the disease from his shrapnel.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was dehydration and starvation.
No, he said the disease has run its course.
Because it looked like they'd shrunk him.
Yeah.
Because he was really emaciated when he came back.
Yeah, so I think it was an illness.
Maybe.
He said the disease has run its course.
Yeah.
Or is,
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant. whether Nebula had cured that disease, and maybe he is emaciated.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know,
not sure.
actually. That's interesting.
Because you see her doing something with like repairing.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. I'll have to go back and
But
watch
yeah,
it.
they built up this relationship, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
But then, like, Tony's like, the air will run out tomorrow morning, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
because
He falls
eventually
asleep.
they had fuel for 48 hours, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they tried to get as far as they could, and now they're just drifting in space
Yeah.
aimlessly. And they have been for like a week and a half or something.
Yeah, and he's recording messages, isn't he, on his helmet?
Yeah.
So just in case they ever get found.
Yeah,
And then Nebula puts him into the chair, doesn't she?
yeah, because he passes out.
And then this glowing thing wakes him up. And I didn't realise what it was at first.
I was like, that's got to be, if no one else, it's got to be
I
Captain
didn't.
Marvel.
I didn't realise what it was. And then you see her.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, of course. And then she flies them back to Earth.
She drags them back to Earth,
What?
like carries the spaceship back to Earth.
She is so overpowered.
But so underused in this film.
But this film was, her scenes were all filmed before Captain Marvel.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ah.
So there's an interview with her and Scarlett Johansson, I think, on like Ellen DeGeneres like show, and they say that, and like she says, yeah, my first day on set, they were like, oh, so what's your power? And she was like, I don't know. So like her scenes were filmed before Captain Marvel was even finalised, the
Wow.
script.
Okay.
That's how long. Because if you remember, there was pictures of her. Oh, there was pictures of her from the Captain Marvel shoot.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Unless they filmed Avengers back to back or something,
Possibly.
which is possible, I guess.
But yeah, so she sort of shows up.
Yeah.
Like she saves Tony and brings him back to Earth, and Tony's really pissed off
Yeah.
and angry.
Yeah. But also in this time, they've gone and found Thor as well at
Dude
New
Thor.
Asgard.
The dude.
Yeah, basically the Lebowski Thor.
Yeah. That's what he calls him, doesn't he? Who calls him it? Who goes to find him? It's Rocket and Hulk, isn't it?
Yes.
So does Hulk call him Lebowski, or does somebody else call him Lebowski? I can't remember. But yeah, when they go and find him, and he's like in New Asgard.
Yeah.
And I didn't twig at first that all of those people were that was the Asgardians.
Until you see Valkyrie.
Until you see Valkyrie, I was like, oh, they're all Asgardians.
It actually is Asgard
Yeah.
on Earth.
And they're sort of like importing beer and
Yeah, and being fishermen and just doing
Brilliant.
things that Vikings used to do.
fucking brilliant. Because we didn't know where Valkyrie was, did we?
No, she didn't take part in the first Infinity War.
So we didn't know where she was or what she was
No.
doing or anything. So
Setting up Asgard, I suppose.
yeah.
Yeah, Thor is, and also we know that
Hey man.
Taika Waititi,
Yeah. I can't remember what his name is.
and his little buddy
Yeah.
survived.
Playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
That's not going to stand the test
no,
of time.
it's like
Because Fortnite's going to go run its course and be gone.
yeah, it almost has, hasn't it?
Yeah, although to be fair, it's replaced with Apex Legends now. But there was as I was coming in, like before the trailers and stuff,
Yeah.
I looked at, there was a kid in front of me and he was watching someone streaming Fortnite on his phone
Right.
while he was waiting for the film, and then they're playing Fortnite
Yeah.
on TV.
Well, it's like if you go back and watch Iron Man now,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to see this on your MySpace page. And that was 2005.
Yeah. It's
No,
always-
2008.
It's always really difficult bringing like current things
Yeah.
into.
I mean, MySpace was on its way down even back then, I think,
Yeah.
wasn't it? But,
So they're playing Fortnite, which is funny,
yeah.
and now
Yeah.
it is, but
But yeah, Schlubby Thor.
yeah, Dude Thor,
hilarious.
brilliant. I'm calling him Dude Thor.
I mean, it's great to see someone of my body type up there, and it's Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, there was a massive laugh when you saw that.
Like, because even people were laughing when you saw him from the back because he's got love handles.
Because he got love handles. Yeah. Yeah. So in this film, I think, I've got Dude Thor and Farmer Thanos.
Farmer Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Thor is there when Captain Marvel comes back, which means also Hulk must have been there as well. So they've done all that thing.
That was all before.
Too, before
Because the thing is, Dude Thor. Because
Dude Thor cuts Thanos' head off.
Dude Thor wasn't there when Captain Marvel brought them back.
Oh,
because
okay, yes.
They found
right.
Dude Thor at the point when they said they're trying to get the team back together. So they'd
Yeah.
already discovered how they were going to do it.
Yeah, because
Because
Carol...
this they brought him back. Then we had the 5 years later when nothing worked because they were trying to convince Tony.
Yeah. No.
Because there was that big argument thing, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then what did they do something that didn't work? Oh, that was it. So Thor was in it, but he was Thor, not Dude Thor.
Yes, because it's directly afterwards, isn't they? They go and
because they bring him back, then they go to find Thanos.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, because they figure out where he was.
Yeah,
and they go to find Farmer Thanos. That's it. So you've got the Scarecrow with his armour.
Yeah.
And then he's walking around picking these fruit.
Yeah.
And he's in a shack. And then they all sort of storm in.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Cut his hand off.
Yeah. And then Thor
cuts
chops
his head
off. And that's within the first, 5 or 10 minutes of the film starting.
Yeah. I went, they dispatched him quick.
And then I'm like, well, who the fuck is the bad guy now? What's going to happen?
What? Because he basically used... Because the reason they found him is because when he did the snap on Earth, there was a big energy flux, a big sort of flux of energy. So when they sort of studied, they found that flux somewhere else on another planet called the Garden.
That's right.
Because is it Nebula? Says how he said when he's done this, he's going to the Garden. So they find that energy signature. When they go there, they find out. He tells them that he used the stones to destroy the stones.
They don't exist anymore because they've been used. Their power destroyed them.
And then that's when you sat there going, well,
how the fuck did we...
How are they going to fix this? They've killed Thanos. Who the fuck's the bad guy?
And it was then that I was like, right, all these guys are dead. That whole universe is dead, and we're going to have to flip into the other universe with all the people who dissolved.
That's what you thought, yeah. So rather than them saving the other type realm or whatever, that other realm are going to find their way back. Yeah. Like you thought it would be that. Yeah. Or something like that.
Something along those lines. Or maybe that was it and they find out they're in limbo. It's like the end of Lost or something.
Yeah,
you know?
And there's no answer. Yeah, it was really weird, but...
It totally threw you, though, because you're like, well, what the fuck happened now?
It's not what you're expecting.
And then it was 5 years later, and you're like...
What? It's weird. And like Carol's like, well, I'm fucking off now because there's other planets that need help. There are whole other planets
that are dealing with this but don't have you guys.
Yeah, that was it. And it was like, oh shit. And so that was cool. Yeah, because that was the scene in the trailer, isn't it? Where they said they're going to go and get Thanos and Thor stands up,
brings
Stormbreaker. Just right past her head, and she doesn't flinch. Yeah. I like her. I like this one. But and that's when it's 5 years later, and then it's who comes up? Oh, Scott Lang comes back. Yeah, doesn't he?
That's it.
Because a rat restarts the fucking quantum machine and brings him back.
But he hasn't aged. To him, it's been 5 hours.
Yeah, it was 5 hours, wasn't it?
In the quantum realm, because the quantum realm works mysteriously.
He didn't know anything about the snap. He didn't know where she was.
He found out he's dead.
He was lost because he got the monument by the Golden Gate Bridge for everyone. And then he goes to the house and Cass is all grown up and you want to cry like a little girl or like a baby because that scene is just...
Where you realise that he's missed out on 5 years of her life.
Yeah, but it's that she thought he was dead but he's not, for reasons that we haven't said on here, that sort of Liz was pretty much inconsolable at that point.
Sure.
It was just... Yeah, that was heartbreaking, that scene. But also nice. And then he finds out, but then he realises maybe we could use time travel to go and pluck the stones out of time and bring them back.
Yeah. While also taking the piss out of every time travel movie ever.
Fucking incredible.
Is your whole
Back to the Future is just completely bullshit then?
No, it's is your whole plan based on Back to the Future? He's like, no, because that would be mental.
Yeah.
Kind of slightly based on Back to the Future.
Oh, that's when they go to see Tony, isn't it?
And he's like, it's not...
because of the quantum realm, he realises because he's only been gone 5 hours and it's actually been 5 years, time doesn't act the same, so they could actually use it to jump back in time.
To jump back
to a specific point. Yeah. But you can't figure out how to do it, and then we need to find the biggest brain we know. Yeah. And they're like, bigger than his? Yeah. No. That's after, isn't it? They go and find Tony first. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, oh, we need to find a bigger brain. And they're like, bigger than his, like Tony's. And it's like, and then you find Hulk Banner.
Yeah. He's learned to reconcile both.
Yeah, so he can take the form of Hulk, but with Bruce Banner's
personality
and brain and speech. And it's the weirdest thing.
It is strange, isn't it?
It's so weird, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. But that's how the Hulk is at various points in the comics.
He can
isn't
talk
it?
and
yeah. Like,
it's just like it's so good that they've even got Mark Ruffalo's like weird lip bit where it's sort of crooked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all that mocap technology.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And because there's a scene in the diner, oh, excuse me, Mr. Hulk, can we have a picture of you? Oh, do you want a picture of me as well? I'm Ant-Man. I'm Scott Lang, Ant-Man. And they're like, no.
Oh, no, he's saying he doesn't. He's shaking his head.
He said they're saying no. Like, he doesn't want to. No, they'll have a picture with you. Like, there's the Hulk sort of being really encouraging and nice. And it's so weird, but brilliant. And they kind of figure out time travel.
And yes, because they send Ant-Man back through the quantum realm, and he comes out as a teenager, a baby, an old man.
Yeah. He's like, somebody's wet my pants.
It could be baby
I'm not
me.
sure if it's baby me or old me. or just me.
And then Tony Stark figures out how to do it because he just can't let it go.
But there was that...
Although he's had a child with Pepper Potts as well. They're living out in the middle of nowhere, also with a farm.
Yeah. There was this... Yeah, good point. There's just this weird... Like, when he's doing it, and you can see... And it's... The writing, it's also the acting. You can see Tony fighting with himself, because if we do this, then I might lose my child.
Yeah.
And Pepper, I've lost what I've had. But that's what he said. So when he does it, he goes there. When he figures it out and actually goes back to them, there's that brilliant moment where he's saying
to Pepper,
"We need to go back."
Oh no!
No, he says it to them. He goes, "We need to go back and we need to bring back what we've lost, but I don't want to lose what I found."
Yeah.
So he wants to do it. He's happy to do it as long as he can keep his future. And it's
And the weird thing where this is the first film I've ever seen it in where time, stuff that you do in the past doesn't affect the future somehow, except it does.
Well, because it's, what was it they say is...
Is it like they take the time...
If they don't affect stuff, so they want to go and get the stones, they're going to steal the stones, but they put them back exactly where they found them. So history it's all the same. And this thing just always happens. Yeah. So the stones always happen. So Loki always gets the stone. Like Thanos always gets the Infinity Stones. Yeah. But then they always manage to go back and get them and then put them back in place. So that period of time...
It will close the loop and let it continue
Those
forward.
5 years still happen.
Yeah. But
they fix the future part.
Yeah. It was quite an interesting take on it.
Yeah, so they always go back and get those people into the future. It's very, very clever. Yeah. That's how they fix that loophole that was it the plot hole that every time travel film suffers with. Yeah. But
Loki?
No.
Because Loki grabs the Tesseract at one point and disappears.
Yeah, so then they go back to another point.
But then they go back to another point, but I think that other point, that is before.
So Loki grabbing the Tesseract and getting away should have affected the future.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realise that. But the other thing I was thinking was...
Because he takes it from that time. Because they go back and take it earlier. Yeah. Doesn't affect the fact that he still gets it. Because they'll have put it back there.
He still gets it.
And he will still have got it.
Yeah.
So the snap should never have happened.
That's true. Good point. But then also...
Unless that's part of the TV show on Disney+.
Possibly.
But where they eventually catch up with him and bring it back to that point in the film.
But then you've also got the fact that past Nebula comes to the future and is killed, we think. So why didn't present Nebula disappear?
Yeah.
Because she could have never got to that point where she comes back and kills past Nebula.
Yeah.
So there are still some plot holes.
Yeah.
There's still some mistakes.
Yeah.
You're running through it in your head.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, did one of them die?
Did she die?
I don't think... Present Nebula went back with the others to get one of the stones.
Yes. Then future Nebula came forward.
Yeah.
And opened the time thing for Thanos to get through.
Yeah.
And then past Nebula manages to get back. Because she comes back on Thanos' ship.
Yeah.
So Thanos brings her back to there. Then she teams up with past Gamora.
Yeah.
Past Gamora, present Nebula.
Yeah.
Team up. And go and kill past Nebula, who has come forward.
Yeah. then why didn't she disappear? Yeah.
And then what ends up happening is Tony snaps all of the past people
Back into reality.
No, he dissipates them. So they're gone. Even from the past.
Because
the past lot come forward.
Yeah.
And they get dissipated in the present. Yeah. So they're not in the past anymore.
And they're not in the present either.
So Thanos then obviously can't get the Infinity Stones to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, they really fucked up the past.
Yeah.
But it didn't change the present.
So this film does...
There is major plot holes.
Yeah.
But it's not the end, so...
No.
That it's going to continue, so maybe that will be a thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just accept it, because they fixed it. If the snap never happened, nobody ever disappeared, life went on.
Yeah, but it kind of negates all the films up to this point.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is why you can actually stop with this film.
Days of Future past it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely undone everything.
Yeah, when you stop and really think about it.
Yeah. But it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like...
The bit where they go back to New York during Avengers, the first one,
Genius.
And Hulk goes to find Steve Strange, but he's not Doctor Strange.
No.
At that point, he finds the Ancient
She said,
One.
you're 5 years too early.
Yeah. And then he has this out-of-body experience that she gave Doctor Strange, and he still convinces her to give over the Time Stone.
Yeah.
Because she knows about him.
Yeah.
So she knows exactly who he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And is like, well, why would he do that? He'd only do that if...
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So here's the time crystal.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It was nice to see, like, so many characters, like Robert Redford coming back and Frank Grillo before he became Crossbones, but they're all still Hydra.
But they're not at that point. There's that whole thing, isn't it?
There's the repeat of Captain America getting in the lift with them all.
Yeah,
but
I love
obviously,
that.
last time during Winter Soldier, he beat the shit out of them all. But now he knows they're Hydra.
Yeah.
And he completely...
He goes, the director's told me to take... No, not the director. Who is it?
Yeah, it would be the director, wouldn't it? Because it was, it would have been Robert Redford.
He said, he's told me to take take point on the scepter. Or the Tesseract or the scepter?
Yeah.
Take point on the scepter.
And they're like,
why would he do that? And he just whispers in his ear.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. And they're like, okay, have it.
It's so good.
Because at that point in New York, we didn't know.
We didn't know it was Hydra.
They were Hydra.
Yeah.
But they were.
And then he comes face to face with himself.
Because he says it, like, who are those guys? Oh, they're S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, they're Hydra, but we don't know they're Hydra yet. Because then that puts you in the frame of mind. You're like, oh, yeah, they didn't at that point, did they? So that's why they allowed them to...
But yeah, he comes face to face with himself, which I thought was Loki, but it was actually Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Because when our Steve Rogers drops the little pendant with Peggy in it,
how did you
old
get that?
Steve Rogers is like, how the hell did you get that?
Yeah. And
because I genuinely thought it was Loki. Because earlier on, Loki turned into Captain America.
Yeah.
Saying...
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good. And you got, when Hulk tries to get in the lift with them. They're like, whoa, we're over capacity, big guy. Take the stairs. No, take the stairs. Whoa, let's take the stairs. And the Hulk grumbling that he has to take the stairs. Oh my God, it's genius. Yeah. It is so funny. All of it's so funny.
But yeah, you get like Agent, what's his face, the bald agent who was a Hydra agent. Like,
yeah, that's who's in the lift. That's who he whispers Hail Hydra to.
Yeah.
I mean, Natalie Portman. I'm not
sure she was really there, was she?
I don't know. That's what I can't figure out. Because it's shot from a slightly different angle, I think, because the rocket's there.
Yeah, but she's always slightly... You can't really see her face.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true, actually, yeah. But it's...
Because the only people that you really didn't see, you didn't see Coulson.
We didn't see Coulson. We didn't see
Odin. And Eric Selvig.
They mention Selvig,
yeah, and they show his face.
But you don't...
And of course you don't see Kat Dennings, but...
I like to see Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
I like to see her.
Just
shut up.
But virtually everyone else gets a little... Even Nick Fury gets 2 seconds towards the end.
Yeah.
At the funeral.
There was that moment, because I didn't realise I didn't. I wasn't when they were going through all the people at the funeral. I didn't twig that Nick Fury was going to pop out, and then it sort of went to the veranda and no one was there, and Liz was like, "Ooh!" Like she realised he was going to be there before me. And I was like, "What?" And he popped up, and I was like,
Who was the kid?
I'm glad you brought this up because I was going to ask you last night.
Right.
We'd seen it. We were all really confused. Sat in McDonald's. I was like, "Who was that? Who's a kid? Why would there be a kid on his own at Tony Stark's funeral?"
Because Tony Stark dies, by the way.
Yeah. Why would there be a kid on his own at Tony Stark's funeral? I want to see if you get it.
It wasn't
somebody that's going to be important, that Tony Stark will be important to.
Was it that kid from Iron Man 3?
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ah.
I had a moment. We were sat there. I was about to text you, and I was like, "Why would there be a kid?" Oh, and I went, "Oh," and they were like, "What?" And I went, "Let me check." And I went, "Iron Man 3." I went, "Was it him?" And they're like, "Yes." And I was like, "That's the kid from Iron Man 3."
Bloody hell.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
To me, that is. When I realised, I was like, "Oh, that like it's really."
Yeah.
It's quite a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's.
Because
I don't know if he's ever going to become anyone.
No.
Maybe he might become Iron Man.
Maybe.
Because he was genius with technology as well, wasn't he? So he may become Iron Man, which is why they've put him there.
Maybe.
If he does, that's brilliant.
That's quite cool.
But yeah, the fact that he was there, I thought that's really, really cool. It's quite a touching tribute. Seeing Happy with Tony's daughter.
So good. So beautiful.
Like, I'll buy you all the cheeseburgers. Oh. I
And
want to cry now. I really want to cry now.
At the same time, I laughed at that because it's like, because you're fucking rich off the back of this franchise,
yeah,
man.
like putting him right at the end. He's the one that started this, and putting him at the end, like in a meaningful role like that. That's just genius.
Yeah.
It makes me want to cry. Like all the stuff with Tony and Peter Parker.
Yeah, because the bit where like they come back,
Oh,
he's like, and he's still apologising.
Yeah.
Because that's who Peter Parker is.
But it's the whole point is, oh my God, you never believe what happened. Like, he's like, we were there on that planet, and it's just the way he's just animatedly telling Tony everything that's happened. Is that kid later? So it's just not now.
And then they have that hug. Ooh, are we being attacked? That was gunfire, right?
That sounded like gunfire.
Okay.
Okay. Unless it was somebody's motorbike not starting probably. But the whole stuff with Tony and Peter is just...
Yeah. Because that was the thing as well, wasn't it? It was like, I lost the kid.
That's what upset him. That's what that was playing on... That's a car. It's a car backfiring because I heard a rumble afterwards. Yeah. So you had Tony was sort of battling, I suppose, battling depression.
He lost Peter Parker, but
he
also
knows he was
a
responsible
child.
for it because he warned everyone this was going to happen.
Yeah, because again, he was like, I told you we needed a
Age
suit
of
of armour around the world.
Age of Ultron was the catalyst. He knew everyone was going to die.
Well, that didn't turn out so great, did it?
Bad mistake. So he's battling with that. He's battling with the fact that he took Peter with him and he was responsible for Peter's death, essentially. Because he went and found him. He was the one who's found him and said, there's a kid I know. So he's responsible for Peter dying. You've got Thor, who's supposed to protect Earth.
And Asgard.
And he lost both of them.
Yeah.
So he's battling with that, and he killed Thanos, so there was no chance anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that was his aggression. He was battling with that. Yeah. Like, you got all these people battling with, like, depression and...
Yeah.
Fucking...
And I tell you what, like, the tone of the movie was so depressing.
Dark. So dark.
It was like, fuck, you kind of feel like...
It's hopeless.
Fuck, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, especially after you kill Thanos.
And you've got the classic, well, Hank Pym's dead, so these are the only Pym particles we've got now. We've got enough for one trip each. Plus two test runs. And then, like...
One test.
One test.
But, yeah, because then I thought, well, maybe Ronan is going to be... Ronan.
Yeah.
Ronan,
the accuser.
Not Ronan, the accuser. Ronan, ex-Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. I thought, well, maybe he's going to become the bad guy?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because they set him up. Like, he's going around just killing people because his family's gone. Like...
So what he's doing, I thought, why is he going around killing everyone? And then I figured out what he's doing. He's going and killing all the criminals. He's like, you criminals survived.
Yeah,
My
you
family,
shouldn't
who are
have.
good people, have gone.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Because
So
they got
I'm
that
going to
really
kill all the
famous
criminals.
Chinese actor.
What, to play the mafia boss?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who he was.
He's in loads of stuff.
Oh, is he?
He crops up as
Because I thought you were talking about
the kind of triad boss
is
in
it
almost
Ken-
everything.
What's his name? No, not this triad. But when you said the Chinese guy, I thought you were talking about the comedian.
Oh, not Benedict Wong.
No, not Benedict.
No,
the comedian.
I know. Yeah.
Who's in charge of the parking, wears Scott's.
He's in quite a few things. He was from the.
He's in The Hangover.
Yes.
He's in God knows what else. He's in a lot of Seth Rogen stuff because he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a doctor as well, isn't he? In real life, he's a surgeon.
I
think.
believe so. Yeah, because he was in Knocked Up as one of the.
Yes.
Doctors.
One of the.
I don't know what you call them.
What, the OBGYNs? Gynecologists.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's precisely the word I was.
In America, they
looking
call them OBGYNs because obstetric to gynecology.
for. Right. Too much.
We call them gynos.
Get gyno.
I don't know. Anyway, so the head of the, not mafia, the triad.
Yeah, what's his fucking name? I'm trying to.
That whole scene, the way they shot that as well, where you're kind of going up the bit, like the real weird camera moves.
Yeah.
Was really cool.
Yeah. What?
I just like the relationship with I keep wanting to call her Scarlet, but then that makes you think Scarlet Witch with Black Widow, Natasha, and Hawkeye. The relationship between them in this one is just through the roof, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
And it makes that part where she dies really. I just can't believe they've killed her off. I can believe they killed Tony Stark off because we were expecting that.
Yeah, we expected one of Tony Stark or Steve
Captain
Rogers.
America, yeah.
And they both are, kind of.
They're both out of it.
Yeah, because he's not.
Steve Rogers isn't dead.
Steve Rogers isn't dead. He went back in time and then.
At what point did you realise?
Pretty early.
So when he was on the bench as an old guy, and it's when he said, "Oh, I thought I'd give that life. I thought I'd give life a try." Or Tony was saying about giving life a try. I thought I'd do that, and I was like, "Oh my god, I know where he went."
Yeah.
Like
back to Peggy.
Because
that's what he's always wanted.
Beautiful. But the first time they're almost reunited was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
When him and Tony when they've jumped back further.
Yeah, where he's looking into
the 40s
or 50s. I couldn't quite make it out.
I think it was the 40s. Oh no.
No, I think it was later.
Because he'd already gone.
Yeah.
He was already frozen, wasn't he?
Yeah.
By this point.
And
because she's got a picture of him on her desk.
Yeah. And
him and Tony go back to the base. And that's that bunker.
That's the bunker where Zola is.
That's the bunker where
Zola is.
Zola is.
Where Zola, if he's seen Zola. So Zola is still a person at this point, possibly.
But that's it. And that's the bunker where, is it Steve and Natasha go?
Yeah.
And then
it gets blown up.
Then it gets blown up when they're really far underground, and then all of a sudden they're up near the surface.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah,
and her hair's magic.
Yeah.
The
magically straightened hair.
So, so that's that bunker, isn't it? Because
Yes.
that's where Captain America knows why it's down there.
Tony Stark comes face to face with his dad.
Which is that's a beautiful
and everyone
moment.
thinks he's some sort of stoner.
Yeah,
because
of
he's
his
got
beard.
the goatee.
His weird beard. But yeah, so Steve goes to find... Which one's he going to find?
The Tesseract. Oh.
No, Tony
Steve
goes
is
to
going to find
pin particles.
Pin particles. Yeah.
So on his search for that,
because
he
they
runs
can find
into...
more of them in the past because Hank Pym, really, really young Michael Douglas.
Brilliant.
Like super young Michael Douglas.
That's brilliant, that bit. But Steve ends up going into an office, finds a picture of himself on the desk. I'm internally going, oh my God.
Yeah. And then you see Peggy.
And then you see Peggy there and everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing that he never got over.
Is the other thing about time travel that doesn't make sense in this, is that Captain America goes back in time and lives out his entire life.
Yeah.
But then he's also Captain America.
When Captain America's old.
Captain America like, is he Captain America back in the day, or do him and Peggy then
No, because
live out a life?
back in the day, so it's after he's been Captain America the first time, and then he
Yes.
gets frozen.
Yeah.
So Captain America is frozen under the
Yeah.
ice, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. So do people recognise him as Captain
Yeah,
America?
because he's Chris Evans
That's true.
and massively recognisable to people of that time period.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I thought you meant, like, no, because Captain America had already been a thing.
And he's also not the type of person to stand back and let bad things happen for 60 years.
True.
Like,
So was he... was he...
Then, has he... Because he didn't say that he got married or had kids with Peggy,
No.
but then you go back and you see him dancing with Peggy,
Yeah.
so it must be her
Yeah.
that he got married to. She meets him
Now-
when she's on her deathbed.
This...
How does it change that?
So, what my question is, when she's on her... I need to go back and watch this. When she's on her deathbed, does she talk about her husband? Does she say who he is and what he does?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Because she was also, when she's on her deathbed, she's kind of expecting to see him, isn't she? She doesn't seem surprised that he shows up.
No, that's
So
a
did
good-
Steve
Oh, no.
from Endgame go back? Did he tell her that he's going to come to her in the future?
Right, yeah, maybe. And he would still be alive at that point.
He's
as
still
an old
alive as an
man,
old man,
And he's not there.
whilst young Captain America
and
is
he's
out
not
fighting.
there. I'm going to have to go back and watch these, aren't I? Fucking hell. That's one of the
There's going to be
things-
so much looped in. And seeing the Ancient One fighting the aliens at the top of
Yeah,
the...
Bleecker Street.
Bleecker Street. Yeah, that was genius.
Yeah,
That was brilliant.
because obviously you never saw that because Doctor Strange
But
was
it's
only just been mentioned.
But it's all this stuff. It's like, well, if all these people have existed, why weren't they helping here? And it's like,
Yeah.
she was
She was. Yeah,
separately.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Captain Marvel helping? Because she was out in the universe
space.
helping other people.
Yeah. Other planets that were going through similar things.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they explain stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they leave more questions.
So yeah, Steve Rogers gets old and passes the mantle on to Sam Wilson, the Falcon. He's now got the shield,
Yes.
so he'll be Captain America from now on.
Yeah, because he says, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to live in a world without Captain America." About that.
Yeah.
As soon as he went about that, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Falcon's now Captain America."
Because Falcon
With wings!
has been Captain America in the
He
comics
has
as well.
And so is Winter
has
Soldier.
Bucky,
I wasn't sure which one was going to get it.
Yeah, I was surprised they gave it to Sam over Bucky, but then I suppose Bucky is still kind of compromised.
And it's really cool because when you see the old man on the bench and you realise that's Steve as an old man, and then they're both stood there, and you're kind of like, which one's it? Like, if you know your stuff, you'll probably be like, which one's it going to be?
Yeah.
And then Bucky says, go ahead, to Sam. Whereas you'd think it would be Bucky that goes and talks to
Yeah.
him, being his best friend, but he says, go ahead to Sam. You know, well, that now Sam is going to be Captain America.
Yeah.
If Bucky had gone, Bucky would have been Captain America.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Don't know.
Unless he would have gone, yeah, about that. Give this to Sam.
Yeah. And Valkyrie is now going to be Thor.
Valkyrie is now going to be Thor. Yeah, she's going to be.
He's passed on the leadership
yeah,
of Asgard.
leadership
he's
of Asgard.
He's going
He's
to
still
bugger
Thor.
off. Well, he left with the Guardians of the Galaxy, actually.
Yeah. He's now a Guardian. He's now a Guardian, which is cool. And Captain Marvel, because she is now Captain Marvel, and she has been for a while now,
Yeah.
she has more of a personality.
Yes.
Which is what I said in
Yeah.
our Spoilercast, is she's fighting with a lot of shit, coming to terms with who she is. So that's why she doesn't have much of a personality. In this
Yeah.
one, she calls fucking Rocket, God knows what name.
Yeah.
Like,
And
she's calling
has a bit
people
of an
names.
interaction with Spider-Man as well.
Yeah. And she's sort of,
So do you want to give the glove to me?
now.
Excuse me.
Now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it necessary? As men, we can't really comment too much on it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, you were talking about something else.
I was going to go on to something else. But yes, you're right. Now, 10 female characters in the
Yes.
Marvel Universe. I counted them.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yes. But
obvious.
It's one of those pushing the female agenda,
Yeah.
but I don't want to do that because
No.
why not? Why
Exactly,
not?
yeah.
It's fine.
But I think, now my take on it is, DC got there first with Wonder Woman. This is
Yeah.
them going, nah, we got 10.
Yeah. Oh, okay. See, my take on it was they're like, we're here to help her. I went, she doesn't need
She doesn't
help.
need your help.
She's flying through spaceships and shit.
Yeah.
She can just fly.
Yeah. Did you not see
Through-
what she just did
Like,
to Thanos'
but
ship
not
there?
not just like, oh, she doesn't need your help because she's powerful. I'm like,
Yeah.
what she did to that spaceship, she could do to. She can just fly through them.
Yeah. Plus,
to the-
equally, you've got...
It's cool. Like I'm fine with them doing
Yeah.
it. I'm not angry at that. I'm just like, she doesn't need
She doesn't
the help.
need the help. Like, and especially, like, most of you don't actually have any superpowers.
No.
Like, Okoye doesn't have superpowers.
No.
Black Widow doesn't have superpowers, although she wasn't there at the time. So there were 11.
No. Yeah. There's
So,
been
who else? So you got Valkyrie, she's a goddess on a
Yeah.
Pegasus. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. She's super strong.
Cool.
You
The
had
Wasp has got
no
her power.
superpowers.
No, but she's got the suit, which gives her powers.
So she's enhanced.
Shuri doesn't have superpowers,
Shuri
she just has blasters.
She's got technology. Because Iron Man doesn't have powers.
No.
He's technology based like Shuri.
Yeah. But she doesn't even have armour. She's
Yeah.
just got
She's just got the
blasters.
gauntlet.
This is what I'm
things, yeah.
saying. Like, some of you are fucking worthless in a fight. Sorry.
Yeah. She
Like,
doesn't need your help.
This woman is basically Superman. Like,
Yeah.
she's got everything and more.
Yeah, and like Thanos didn't beat her, he just threw his sword into the time machine thing in the back of the van.
Yeah.
That's all he did. I thought.
My thing.
Oh, okay, cool. No.
My thing was in Infinity War,
Yeah,
Thanos hasn't fought anyone until that point.
yeah,
And the only reason he's fighting people is because he's the most powerful being in the universe
With the glove. yeah.
In this, he took such a beating without the glove.
Yeah.
He's already that powerful.
Oh, yeah, he's already strong.
But we had no inkling of that. Like, how, why, what?
Yeah,
he shouldn't
it's
be.
a bit weird.
Because Captain America can wield Thor's hammer, which is fucking cool. I knew it!
Yeah. That was great.
But somehow can use lightning.
Because it's the hammer. Yeah,
I know the hammer gives you the power of Thor.
that's true.
But how does he know to use it?
Yeah.
But that was
So
cool.
was Captain America Thor for that brief moment?
Yes,
He just was, wasn't
he
he?
was. Because
Because he had
that's
Mjolnir.
what happens when you... Because Vision was Thor that one
That's
moment
true, yeah,
he
yeah.
picked the hammer up, but didn't realise what it was or didn't care.
Yeah, and everyone was like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that whole part where he got the hammer,
Yeah, that
just
was
solidified.
cool.
Everyone, like people for years have been saying he could have picked that up, but he
Yeah.
chose not to.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to upset Thor.
Yeah.
He could have picked it up.
Yeah. Because
Everyone knew that because it moved, and he's blameless. He's completely worthy to wield it.
Yeah, of course he is.
So everyone knew that,
Yeah.
and this solidified. Everyone was like,
There were a
Everyone
couple
was
of
Thor
moments.
at that
There were a
moment.
couple of moments that I wish I weren't on my own.
Yeah.
In the cinema, and it was the moment where Captain Marvel turns up at that point
Yes.
in the battle. I wanted to be like, yes.
Oh, where are all the guns?
Yeah.
And they're like, what are they firing at? I was going. That's what it did, and I was like on Liz's leg. I was like, she's coming back.
There was the bit where Captain America has Thor,
And you were just going-
has Mjolnir, and you're like, ah!
Yeah.
But then Thor says exactly what I was thinking.
Thor
anyway.
was everyone at
I
that
knew
point.
it.
I knew it. There were so many points I was just like, this is so cool.
But that was cool because they were both Thor at that moment. Because
Yes.
they then fought back to back.
'Cause he
Thor
had
had
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. Because Captain America, he
They
had
swapped.
Yeah, give me the bigger one.
Yeah, you take the small one. I want the big one. Oh god, people who haven't seen it who are listening to this are like, "What are you talking about?"
man,
Like,
it's
go and
so
watch
good.
it. Go and watch it. It's genius.
But yeah, so Thanos is being beaten up by
Yeah.
two Thors
Yeah,
with the power of Mjolnir and Stormbreaker
Yeah.
and a vibranium shield.
yeah.
Because he's like
He
using
destroys that shield.
yeah, with whatever the hell that
Did you think
double-ended-
at that point
Yes, I did.
that Captain
Yeah.
America was going to
Yeah.
die?
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely did, but something so much better happened. Anyway, carry on. So he was fighting two Thors. and the vibranium
the cool
shield.
thing where, like, obviously in the past, in the first Avengers, Steve covers his head with the shield, and Thor comes down on it. It levels the forest. He actually uses it himself to like knock.
He throws
the
the shield and then throws Mjolnir at the shield behind Thanos,
and it makes him drop whatever the hell he's doing at that time. And virtually knocks him out, doesn't it? Basically.
He was throwing both of these things at him.
So
then he threw the shield, threw the hammer at the shield.
But he had the power to bring the hammer to him as well.
Yeah.
Like that was
because he's Thor.
Because he is,
It's so good.
Yeah, but even just before that battle happens as well, it's like it's literally just Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Against the whole of Thanos' army.
Yeah, so he stands up. And he does the thing where he, Captain Marvel does in Captain Marvel, just picks himself, like he's defeated, but because he's Captain America, he still has to fight.
Yeah.
He gets up with like just covered in shit with the broken shield.
Yeah.
Like he tightens the strap.
Yeah.
And then stands up and just faces this whole army.
Not knowing that right then Doctor Strange and Wong and all the other guys are opening portals behind him with everyone.
Everyone from the last 10 years. They're just walking through these portals and you're just like...
All the snapped people are back.
And like everyone, like I don't think at that whole point where they're all walking through and then Spider-Man walks through, I think everyone in the cinema had to have been crying at that point. It's just such visually stunning, and this is why this film is genius, because we're all invested.
Yeah.
If you've watched these films for the past 10 years? 15? Yeah, 10 years. If you watch all these films for the past 10 years and you've seen all of them and you've seen all of these characters, to see them all coming back for this battle, it's just... How can you not
and
buy into it?
What I quite liked about it was everyone was a little bit like, during Civil War, and there's that picture of 10 superheroes charging at each other, and you're like, it's not really got the scope of like the Civil War comic book cover where it's like all the X-Men and all all the mutants, the Inhumans and whatever, because they didn't have them at the time. They just had these 10 characters charging at each other in an airport. This one, however, had the
thousands.
That had the scope, didn't it?
Yeah.
Finally, they were able to just bring two gigantic armies.
It's such a... Because the thing is, you've got all that... That's before Captain Marvel gets there. You've got all this battle going on, and like Thanos can see that they're losing.
So
he's like, rain fire, I think he said, didn't he?
Rain fire.
And then the guy's like, are you sure? But your troops is like, just do it.
Yeah.
And like his ship's cannons are just raining. Like they're just firing at everything. And this is where you turns and you're like, oh shit.
This is it.
Someone's gonna die.
And then
the guns start firing at the sky. Something's just entered the atmosphere and you're like, oh,
yes, she has.
And then she's my favourite.
Flies through and destroys the thing twice.
Which is what we were talking about on episode 143 when I said like that thing where Star Wars with the blasting the ship was cool and visually probably better. But this is so much cooler in, like, she is just flying through all these ships. Yeah. Which she did in Captain Marvel, but she did it more.
Yes. Well,
like
she went through it a couple of times, didn't she? The same ship.
And just brings it down.
But there were a couple of points where, like, there's a bit where everything's going to shit, and Iron Man turns to Doctor Strange and is like, what do we do? And Doctor Strange just holds up one. Because he said earlier on, he was like, if I tell you how to do it.
Tony Stark says to him, you said back up on, was it Mars? No, what was it?
Titan.
You said on Titan that you saw, out of all these 49 million, you saw one where we win. Is this the one? And he said, I can't tell you. If I tell you, it won't happen.
Won't work, yeah.
And then he looks at him and he just holds his finger up saying one. Yeah. Just the one finger.
And that's when Tony realises that he has to sacrifice himself, basically.
Yeah. Because Tony's already had that thought. We haven't. Tony's just had the thought. He looks at Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange says one.
Yeah.
And he picks up the gauntlet. Yeah. And then we all go, oh no.
Yeah. But he steals the stones and puts them in his own.
That's it. Yeah, because he picks up the gauntlet, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And what? Does he pick up the gauntlet to put it on? Or does he just pick it up?
He doesn't put the gauntlet on.
No, he doesn't put it on at all, does he?
No.
He picks it up.
Yeah.
And then Thanos whacks him and then puts it on.
That's right.
And that's that clip at the beginning that we might not leave in.
Yeah.
That's that
Thanos
clip.
Clicks, but
And
nothing
nothing happens.
Looks at the back, there's no stones, and Tony Stark's got them in his own hand. This is after the Hulk has worn the gauntlet as well.
Yeah.
Trying to stop things.
So Hulk, this is it. So, here we go. The whole catalyst is
Natasha.
Natasha does she sacrifices herself.
Yeah.
But then so they've all got the stones.
Yeah.
They all come back. They've all got the stones, and then Tony makes this gauntlet.
Yeah. Which needed the power of a neutron
Which he didn't
star.
need the next time.
No. That's a good point. Yeah.
But he makes this gauntlet, but the thing is, the one that he wears at the end, it's the nanobots. They can form however he wants them to.
Yeah.
But he makes this gauntlet to put the stones in.
Which in the last film they needed to go to a dead star and have Tyrion Lannister
forge the gauntlet
out of like super gold.
Yeah, super good. This time, Tony it's probably vibranium. It's always vibranium. Yeah. It's like, what's that made of vibranium? Why? Because it is.
Because vibranium.
Because there's loads of it, apparently. Not just the little bit that...
But eventually we'll get
had.
whatever Wolverine's made out of.
Oh, adamantium.
Yes.
So they make this glove, and then Hulk is like, I have to wear it. I'm the only one powerful. It almost killed Thanos. I'm the only one powerful enough to...
Yeah, because Thor wants to do it, but he's too unhinged, basically.
Yeah.
He's not
He'd
mentally
think the
prepared.
wrong thing, click, and there'd be beer everywhere. But yeah, so Hulk wears it, he clicks, and then they start unlocking, because they lock down the unit, don't they? And then Scott Lang's looking, and he's seeing all the birds and stuff. He's like, it's worked.
It's worked. But
and then he looks up.
But then Thanos comes and just blasts the Avengers facility into pieces.
So we've already teased that Gamora's in it. Now, it's not present-day Gamora, because present-day Gamora's dead.
It's old-school Gamora.
It's past Gamora.
Who is
now in present.
Present Nebula has convinced her that they're friends, because Gamora has always wanted to be... We know this. Gamora has
she's always wanted a
to
relationship.
Be friendly with...
Nebula.
Yeah. And Nebula convinces present Nebula convinces past Gamora.
Well, because past Gamora has already said we can stop him. She's already in the past. In the past, present Nebula said to past Gamora, "You can stop him."
Yeah.
So she's already planted that in her mind because she knows Gamora. Wasn't.
But she's also made an allusion to the fact that Gamora will die.
She started to say it, didn't she?
She starts to say that he needed to let go of the one thing he loved the most or something.
Yeah. So she's already alluded to that. She's already alluded to the fact that Gamora can stop him. And then, so in the present day, present Nebula... past Gamora goes up to her and says, what happens to us in the future?
She said, we're friends.
And then she said, we're friends. And that's where she convinces her to free her, and then they end up down there. And that's where they kill past Nebula, which should have ended present Nebula, but it didn't.
Yeah.
There's going to be a reason for that.
Yeah.
Maybe past Nebula's not dead.
Maybe.
Just
out of commission.
Yeah, out of commission.
And
yeah,
then she just because she got snapped.
Maybe she doesn't
She'll
snap.
have disappeared.
Because she didn't snap. She didn't go in the first snap.
No. I don't know. It's so confusing.
Because my theory was that the reason Nebula, because all of the Guardians got snapped,
except
Rocket and Nebula.
Yeah.
Now my theory is because they're not completely organic.
That's true. Yeah.
Are they? Because Rocket's an experiment. Yeah. Nebula was experimented on. Yeah. She's mostly robot now. Yeah. Because Groot went. Yeah. But he's a tree. He's organic. He's organic. He's
human.
So it's
Quill's a human.
It was half of life. Half of all life was snapped out of existence.
Yeah.
So that's why those two weren't.
Vision didn't come back, but then he was his mind.
He was the Mind Stone.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Hulk has got a busted up arm.
Yeah, half
from the
his
thing,
face,
which is why I don't think he actually took part in the final fight, except for to free people.
Yeah, he freed them. Oh, yeah, he didn't, did he?
I don't remember him being involved in the final fight. He may have been.
He might have been, but there was just
There was so much going on. I need to go back and see it again.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
She could have killed
Jesus
Thanos
Christ.
well.
She's like, you took everything from me. And she just picks up bits
Massive
of the building,
chunks of building
and just throws it at him.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But then he nearly gets her, to be fair.
Yeah, he did nearly kill her as well, yeah. But she just...
And then he nearly kills Thor, too, which is where Steve
with
Rogers
the chest.
comes
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, he nearly does the same, which is
yeah,
weird.
because it's weird because he's got... He hasn't got Stormbreaker, has he? Oh, no. So Thanos has Stormbreaker pushing it into his chest, and then you see Mjolnir starting to rise. Yeah. And you're like, oh, he's going to pull that. And no, it's Steve Rogers who's got it.
But it was interesting because that's the way that Thor killed or tried to kill Thanos in Infinity War, through the chest with Stormbreaker.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
But Thanos wouldn't have known that was the way that Thor tried to kill him.
But it sort of emulates.
But it was weird.
Yeah. No,
should have gone for the head.
Yeah, that's it. Should have gone for the head. Which he did.
Yes.
Which he did at the beginning of this
one. At the very
one.
beginning, yeah.
Fucking hell, I didn't realise that. Yeah.
Yeah, I went for the head that time.
I didn't realise that's what he's referring to. Fucking hell. Oh. And there's so much stuff that we haven't covered.
Yeah,
it's
lots and lots of things happened.
Practically the perfect film. It's
I mean,
it's what the thing is. It is exactly what we deserved after investing all this time. It wasn't a letdown at all.
No.
The thing is, stuff like this, it could let you down so hard.
When I knew it was going to be time travel, I thought, oh, fuck, they had better not screw this.
Yeah.
But what they did with it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
There are holes in it, as we've discussed, with Nebula and Steve Rogers, Peggy, and certain things that aren't explained. Maybe they'll get tied up, but maybe they won't. I mean, it's only when you start talking about it that you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't care. But it's not enough.
No, it's not.
I mean, how much do people love Terminator 2?
Exactly, and Back to the Future.
And they're completely off them.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing, wasn't it? They're like, oh, if you go back in time, there's no betting on past sports events and you can't talk to yourself. And are you basing everything on everything you know about time travel on Back to the Future?
They start reeling off other when
did they
it's
say
Rhodey
Terminator
and Time
Terminator
Cop
2,
and Terminator
Time
2.
Cop? Oh, what was the one he says?
Oh yeah, and they're saying about time and
he goes and Die Hard. Oh no, that's not right.
Die Hard.
But it's about he goes and Die Hard. Oh no, that's not right. So, what? Where did that come from? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And that's it. Like, as much as the tone of the movie is really dark, there's still hilarious. A lot of fun. And the final battle, because I looked at my phone because I needed to pee, basically. And I looked at my phone and I was like, right, it's this time. There's still 50 minutes left, and they're gearing up for the final battle. What the fuck is going to happen?
How long is that battle going to be?
Is this going to be 50 minutes of battle? And it wasn't, because then you had the funeral of Tony Stark. Oh. You then had the handing over of various people's personalities, like the Captain America and Thor.
Yeah.
And that lot. Ant-Man went back and found his family.
Yeah. And Hank was back. Hank Pym was stood there with them.
Yes, he was. Yeah, because he and Michelle Pfeiffer had been puffed.
They were snapped as well.
So and this is the thing, it shows.
So now they've got more Pym particles, and we've got time travel now.
Yeah, time travel is a thing now in the Marvel universe going forward.
Except Tony is the one who came up with the design and built it, is dead, and the machine was dead.
No, the machine didn't die because they sent Captain America back.
They built a new one, didn't they? Yeah. They built a single-person time machine.
Yeah.
Good point.
So time travel is a thing.
They have time travel
now in the Marvel universe, which means more films set in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Possibly. I kind of hope they don't time travel everything.
No.
But
because that's an easy way to fix stuff.
Yeah. I'd still like to see what Loki did with the Tesseract when he nicked it from.
This is From how has that changed things?
Because That is the biggest thing that should have changed things, because the Tesseract goes missing from the 40s or 50s where Tony Stark and Captain America find it.
Then they put it back.
Then they'll put it back there, but will it still be taken in 2012?
Yeah,
probably not, because they didn't.
Why not? No. Because that piece of time will still happen.
Yeah, it will still happen, won't it?
That piece of time will still happen. So Loki will
steal
steal it.
But then that Tesseract won't go back into the timeline because Loki's got it.
Yeah.
So the Tesseract doesn't exist anymore. But it does, but it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like a branch of time is split off where Loki has taken the Tesseract.
So S.H.I.E.L.D. had the Tesseract in the 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
Which explains
Marvel.
Because she's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that does work now, doesn't it?
That does work now. We know that they had it.
Yeah.
Though I still don't know how they had it. Because as far as I'm aware, the Tesseract...
It was captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. in the 40s, wasn't it? In the first Captain America film.
Yeah, but then at the end of the first Captain America film, it banishes the Red Skull to Volmir.
But it's still there.
Is it still there?
It wouldn't have gone with him, would it?
But then they found the Tesseract before they found Captain America. I don't know when Captain America was found in the ice. Because he was resuscitated at the end of the first Avenger, which was just before Avengers.
Wait.
Because if it was anywhere, it would be on...
Did Captain America have the Tesseract under the ice?
If it was anywhere, it was there.
That's where he had it.
Unless it went with the Red Skull, but why would it have gone with the Red Skull?
Okay,
because Loki grabbed the Tesseract and did the whole puffing away into another bit of the universe thing, which is what it did to
Red Skull.
But he took it with him.
Loki did.
Loki.
Whereas Red Skull didn't.
But I don't know then. I still don't understand how the Tesseract got back to that base in that bunker.
See, my question is, so Captain America, the first Avenger, the Tesseract banishes Red Skull.
Yeah.
Does Steve Rogers, because it would still be there.
Yeah.
So when Steve Rogers crashed the ship, he didn't have the Tesseract with him, did he?
He must have done. Unless it went with the Red Skull. It can only have been there.
Because how did they find Captain America? Because of the energy signature from the Tesseract? Or something else?
I can't remember.
Okay.
If
We're
I'm
going to have
honest
to
with
look
you.
it up. We're going to have to look it up and find out
because
what's going on.
they bring him back at the end of the first Avenger.
Yeah.
They bring him back and they've got him in that room where he's listening to old-time sports broadcasts.
Yes,
and they've got like the fake New York outside, and then he realises through something or other that it's not quite right.
Yeah.
And then he breaks out into Times Square as it is now.
Yeah.
And Nick Fury's like, "Welcome to the Avengers, motherfucker," or something.
Yeah, yeah. Put that motherfucking Avenger back in the motherfucking base.
But that means they've woken him up. Maybe they found him in the 50s with the Tesseract and they've kept him on ice all those decades.
Maybe.
Without rethawing him. I don't know when he was found and when he was rethawed. If I knew that...
T-H-A-W. Not Thor. Thor.
Yeah.
T-H-A-W. Sorry. Yeah. I know, like, English accents to other people. I can hear the difference. Some people might not be able to.
Thawed out. Yeah, that's the only bit that
because Captain America in this fit in Endgame does thaw out. T-H-O-R.
Yes. Yeah. He becomes Thor.
Yeah. So he gets thawed twice. My question then.
Okay.
Now I'm just thinking about he becomes Thor in this film, but I'm thinking in the other one where he moves Mjolnir. So, look, I've got my hand on it, I can move it. Does he become Thor at that point?
Yes.
He would
have had the power of Thor at the moment that
this whole time
Mjolnir went like that. But you're only Thor if you've got Mjolnir.
Oh, okay. All right.
The hammer gives you the power of Thor.
But okay. But because Thor can't do anything without Mjolnir, can he?
No, when Mjolnir goes away, he's only kind of super strong.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't have all the lightning abilities and the flying, does he? because he has to catch the tube.
That's when he gets Stormbreaker. He does
because he has to catch the tube.
Yeah.
And weird. But yes, which is why Stormbreaker is recast from the neutron star, and that gives him flying abilities again. Because up until that point, he's only been in the Guardians of the Galaxy ship.
Yeah.
That's the only way he's been able to get around in space.
True.
Whereas he would have obviously used the Bifrost or...
Because there is no Bifrost, is there?
No, because
Stormbreaker gives him the Bifrost.
Yes, somehow.
Does Mjolnir give you Bifrost?
I don't know. I can't remember. Again, it might be worth watching all the fucking movies, writing everything down.
We need to sort of go through it and figure it. It will be interesting to watch now we've seen this.
Yeah.
Watch all the other ones and go, oh, because that's happened because of this, and now this can't happen because and just see how much it's woven in.
Yeah. I expect to see articles of that kind appearing on the internet in the next week or two.
Giant man punching those big space worms is cool, and then stomping on the things squashing them.
Was one of the sons of Thanos, wasn't it? Or was it?
Well, he just crushed him under his foot. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hawkeye down in that tunnel getting chased by the dogs.
Yeah, that was like Alien or something, wasn't it?
That was fucking what? And then sort of cutting one in half with the Ronin sword.
Yeah.
Because he's now using the bow and arrow and the sword.
And the katana.
Genius.
It's very cool. But,
And he calls his daughter Hawkeye at the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Maybe. Yeah, it'll be interesting now to see whether something in the snap, one of the other snaps, whether it's the Hulk's one or the Tony Stark one, reveals mutants to the world.
Yeah, this is what we wanted.
I think it might be the Hulk one because he's mutated.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. There was that whole thing, what was the whole part about he was saying the gamma radiation? Why is that a reason that he can use?
Mainly the radiation coming off the stones is gamma.
And he is created through gamma radiation. I see.
It's like, it's almost like I've been created for this.
Yeah.
Because he is full of gamma radiation. And therefore it won't hurt him as much as it will hurt anyone else.
Yeah, but it does really hurt him still.
Yeah.
No. I've just put upcoming Marvel movies. It's got Dark Phoenix, Gambit. I'm like, nah.
Not those ones.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Homecoming, Black Panther 2.
Or Far From Home, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Far From Home.
This is the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
So, why is it not a list? I like it when they're lists. Oh, Spider-Man Far From Home, which now we know how they can do that.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
How?
Yeah. But that's not going to say anything. Oh, okay. Hang on. The film is rumoured to be a prequel, which means it could focus on Natasha Romanoff's life before she joined S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, right.
Or perhaps even a few of her earlier missions. Hello, Budapest. We can find out what happened in Budapest.
That's a good point, yeah.
This makes sense, of course, given the character's final fate in Endgame. In an article with no spoiler warnings? Really? The Eternals.
Okay.
That's still happening, isn't it? They pushed it back, but I think it is still happening.
Okay.
Superpowered offshoot of Early Man. Okay. So apparently that's happening. Doctor Strange 2. Quite happy about that. I like Doctor Strange.
That's good.
Black Panther 2. Happy about that. Shang-Chi. Don't know what that is.
No, I don't know that.
Shang-Chi was created in the Kung Fu craze in the 1970s. Unlike Iron Fist, Shang-Chi is fully Chinese and doesn't have superpowers. There is no casting or plot information. Oh. So it's going to be an Asian-led one. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, yeah. With James Gunn back on board.
And the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah. Which is Loki.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. WandaVision.
I don't know that one. Scarlet Witch and Vision.
That's Wanda and Vision. Yeah, that's WandaVision.
Oh, I see. Right.
Wanda Maximoff and the Vision. That's going to be before
Well, it would have to be, wouldn't it? I'd imagine it will be all the stuff before Infinity War. You know, where they're going around like they're in Scotland or something. It will be all their...
It's got to be, yeah.
Adventures.
Or maybe something to do with quantum realm time travelling.
Maybe.
Yeah, Loki, Hawkeye as well.
Oh, right, okay.
But I wonder if it's young Hawkeye rather than Ronin Hawkeye.
True. Don't know. I like Jeremy Renner's hair in this one.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner's hair is really cool.
He was, and it brought Hawkeye back to being a badass again.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the jokey comedy character that he was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Where they were just taking the piss out of him all the time. Which is fine.
Yeah.
But like, it was cool to see him just killing people.
I mean, people's hair was on point in this film, let's be honest.
Yeah, Carol Danvers' hair.
Carol's hair was brilliant. I don't know, it's actually, no, I think Black Widow's hair looked a bit scraggly. It wasn't great.
But that was kind of to show a bit of a degeneration, wasn't it, I suppose.
She wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Thor's hair was alright.
Steve trimmed his beard off back to original Captain America. Thor, when he finally got all the stuff braided.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because lightning can braid your beard, apparently.
Why not? Yeah, all contracted.
It was pretty cool. He looked like a proper Viking.
Yeah, that's the thing. It went back to sort of early.
Yeah, with the long
Liz
hair.
was quite when he had his long hair.
Is that actually the bit with his mother?
Oh.
The bit with Hela?
Yeah.
At the beginning. No, that was what's her face, wasn't it? Yeah. Rene Russo.
Yeah.
That was really nice, and she recognised that it was him straight off, but not him. Time
because she was raised by witches.
Yeah,
apparently.
Because I think that might be part of a thing in mythology.
Yeah, it would make sense. Yeah.
But yeah,
she knew that
that was really cool, and he was like, "Oh, I've got to tell you," and she's like, "No, you don't tell me.
This is your future, not mine."
And that was where he got Mjolnir from, and it was just so he's actually stolen Thor's Mjolnir from the past, from Thor 2. So quite
what? Yeah,
and he had it destroyed in 3 in Ragnarok, didn't he?
Maybe Steve put it back.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Because Steve took it with him when he went to put the stones back, and then later on when he comes back, he's only got the shield.
Maybe he gives, maybe he gives it back to Thor in like 1,
or he puts it back,
Avengers, or
puts it back where Thor took it from.
He would
in
have
Thor
to have
2.
gone to Asgard,
yeah,
with no help from anyone while in the 1940s.
What do you mean? But so present day, Steve Rogers went back.
Yep.
To put everything back where it was. So he went back to all the planets. He went back to
Asgard.
Okay,
yeah, good point. All right,
yeah. So he would have been able to put Mjolnir back there.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was just genius, that bit where they're on Asgard and Rocket's like, okay, let's go 3, 2... He's like, wait. Just puts his hand out and just waits. He's like, what's he doing? She went, it can take a second sometimes. And then he gets his like, yes! That's great.
Brilliant. Oh.
Yeah, as soon as he stuck his hand out, I was like, oh, is he going to get it back? And he does.
He does. So he's got both.
Then he has Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he gives Mjolnir to...
Mate.
Mjolnir.
It's
Mjolnir. Thor's hammer. Mjolnir. I don't really know what else we can cover on it.
No. I'm glad that you told me about the kid at the funeral.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. I need to go back and watch it again, though, to just see things that I didn't before. Yeah. Satisfactory ending, I think.
I think I'm not disappointed by it at all. I think it's brilliant. I was reading a review that was slating it earlier. Because you're drawn to that. It gave him like 50%.
Yeah.
It's a critic review.
Yeah.
And they were saying it was boring. Other than those 45 minutes in the middle where you do the going back and greatest hits thing. He said that was good. He said everything else. So it's just like a collection of good scenes sort of smashed together.
Right.
He said it's just like... what is he saying? He's saying it's like, Disney, like the film is very reminiscent of what Disney are doing, like Thanos is Disney, like he's trying to take over everything, giving nobody else a chance, and it's like, well, it's just a film.
I don't think somehow that Disney would allow that kind of allegory
no.
into their product.
No, it's just a culmination of 10 years of films. That's why it's so big. The manager at the cinema, as well as saying it's like sold out for the next 2 days. Because I said to Liz, this is the biggest thing in cinema probably ever.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, bigger than Star Wars?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah. Without a doubt.
And I said it to the manager. She said, "Yeah, this is the most successful film in the past 10 years."
Yeah. It's already made a ridiculous amount of money in the box office.
It's the most successful film they've had.
This could be the first film to pass 1.5 billion.
Wow.
I reckon. Because you've had a few that have gone over $1 billion.
Yeah.
I reckon
It's going to go over 1.5.
this is going to set records, this one.
It's incredible. It just brings everything. It's just like, yes, there are a lot of cool moments in it, but I think just generally it's really cool.
It ties everything up quite nicely. There's the obvious passing of the baton to certain characters because they're going to need those characters to go on.
Like Valkyrie, so that means Thor's probably... So Chris Hemsworth's not going to be in it anymore.
He may be in Guardians 3, but they'll probably just drop him off somewhere, or...
just going... Actually, or he's just going to be with the Guardians, to be fair.
Or you may never see him again.
I think Captain Marvel will probably pop up in Guardians because she's quite closely tied in the comic books.
Yeah.
Like Rocket's a co-pilot sometimes, along with Chewie, who is Goose.
But it'll be interesting to see whether they make, Thor, but with Valkyrie.
Yeah.
As for Thor.
Just don't call it She-Thor.
No.
She-Thor. Like, did she step on a Lego brick or something? Yeah, so... So, yeah, she's now Thor.
Yeah. Sam
is now
Captain
Cap.
America.
Yeah.
There's no replacement for Iron Man
I
yet.
think... I feel like... Because...
Well, unless you count Pepper
all
Potts.
of the original Avengers, other than Hulk... Hulk is going to be Hulk. Yeah. Still, I think.
But he's going to become like Beast, I reckon, in the X-Men, where he doesn't have a role in fighting.
He's just there.
He's just there in the background, kind of thing.
I'd like them to make a Hulk film.
Yeah. They never work, though.
I like the Ed Norton one.
The Ed Norton one as well.
It was really good. And that's the one that started it all.
Yeah.
It wasn't Iron Man.
No, it was second.
Was it second? Was it after Iron Man?
Because Robert Downey Jr. turns up at the end to William Hurt.
Because
William Hurt was at Iron Man's funeral as well. General Ross was there too.
So,
Yeah, it was Iron Man, then Incredible Hulk, then Iron Man 2, then Thor, then Captain America, then the Avengers.
So, Iron Man's gone.
Yeah.
Cap's handed it over.
Yeah.
Black Widow's gone.
Yeah.
Hawkeye could be handing over to his daughter. I think that's probably more likely.
Yeah.
Because he calls her Hawkeye. He may be Ronin. He might still be in it. Barton may still be in it, but not as Hawkeye. Who else was the original? So Thor's handed over to Valkyrie. Mm-hmm. Is that it?
That's it, yeah.
It's just 5?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But they're all the main ones.
All the first original ones are now disbanded and gone. That's been handed over.
Yeah.
Possibly Hawkeye. We're not sure yet.
Possibly, yeah.
But he called her Hawkeye.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Hawkeye TV series, but I don't think it'll be him. I don't know if he's signed up to it, or he'll be in it, but maybe as the dad. It might be him training her.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do from here.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to Far From Home.
But it's really cool that they've introduced all the new characters with the old ones, so they can just carry the mantle forward.
Yeah. And I'm really cool. Looking forward to seeing how the next phase must be all about mutants.
It's got to be.
The rise of mutants.
It's got to be.
The X-Gene.
They're doing the Inhumans, who are... they're not mutants. Not Inhumans. What did I say?
The Ultimates.
The Ultimates.
Yeah, the Ultimates. I think the
like
Ultimates...
early man. I said.
Yeah. Because I think the Ultimates, aren't they people like the Collector and the Grandmaster and people like
Eternals,
that?
sorry.
Oh, that's...
I'm sure I've read an Eternals book as well. I've got from the library. So in Marvel lore, the Eternals are a superpowered offshoot of early man with functional immortality. Like the Asgardians, the Eternals have a heavy hand in shaping Earth's mythology.
Oh, right.
For instance, most of them were immortalised in human myth, like the Eternal Circe, who has inspired the Greek story of Circe.
Right. So they're going to be like Greek and Roman gods. Right. Okay.
Cool.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And I noticed in the end battle, Doctor Strange was just holding back the water.
Yeah. Yeah, there were lots of characters.
Pretty much all he was doing.
There were lots of characters that had one trick.
Like, a lot of the bloody sorcerers were shielding everyone from the downpour and fighting.
Which
Doctor Strange was holding back the water.
Yeah.
Couldn't somebody else have done that and he would have been fighting? It would have made more sense. And his cloak wasn't fighting.
That's true, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you notice that James Gunn got an executive producer credit?
I didn't see, no. Interesting.
Sorry, James.
Sorry,
Here's
James.
a truckload of money.
Yeah. Sorry. Here you go. We want you back.
Yeah, when it came up with the producers, I was like, James Gunn?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
one of the lines
it looks like an apology to me.
It does. One of the lines that sort of almost broke me was when Iron Man was dying and Pepper was sort of talking to him and she says, "We're going to be okay."
Yeah. It's okay
Rest now.
Rest.
Oh my God. God. It's not the first time that
Gwyneth
Paltrow's made me cry.
No, I'm not a fan of her, but that character I really do like.
Pepper Potts is great. And she had a really cool suit as well.
And
when her and Tony were fighting back to back was cool.
She got the rescue suit. Yeah.
That was cool.
Because you knew that was going to happen from the start because the daughter found the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just something that I'm making for Mum.
That was where it came from.
Because obviously she had... She used Iron Man type powers in 3.
Iron Man 3, yeah.
She
had the suit on.
Extremis, but she also used the suit.
Yeah. But yeah, so they were fighting and stuff like that, and Liz was like, "Who's that? Who's in that suit?" I was like, "That's Pepper." She went, "That's Pepper Potts." She went, "What?"
Yes.
Like, yes.
Rescue.
And she just went, "Ugh."
Yeah. I didn't understand the second suit for Rhodey. Where did that come from?
Second suit.
Rhodey ejected out of the War Machine.
Oh, and
suit
he was crawling
underground.
across the floor.
Yeah. And then he was in a completely different suit for that battle.
Big.
It was bulkier. It looked more like the Patriot suit.
Where did
because it had colour in it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the Iron Patriot suit
No.
because that was just a regular Iron Man one
Painted up.
that Guy Pearce took. Excuse me.
Yeah. So where did
I don't know where that was never. I'm sure that was never explained where that suit came
you've
from.
just got to assume it flew in
Yeah.
from the past.
He's got another one, maybe somewhere in that.
Maybe it came in from Wakanda,
or in that facility. Perhaps there was something.
The part that wasn't destroyed.
Yeah.
Or maybe it came in from Wakanda.
Maybe. Yeah. But it was never explained, and I was like, "But that looks cool."
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like, where did it come from? What's its name?
Did he do his?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
his mortars.
Because that was my favourite bit about Infinity War, was just him strafing that line.
Just dropping it. No, my favourite. Yeah, that was cool, but my favourite part was where Thor came down with Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
It was on at work the other night. I was like, everyone, just watch this bit.
So good. But no, War Machine is one of my favourite suits. Just because it's got everything.
Don't like
it's
Rhodey.
just overkill.
I just don't like Rhodey.
No.
Can't get on with him.
We're all about that superhero life.
Yeah, he's
You're not
just
a superhero, dude.
He's just so arrogant and...
You're a guy in a suit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a hero. He's not a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so arrogant and knows better than everyone, and he's he tries to, like, he's not an Avenger, yet he tries to tell the Avengers what to do, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He tries to tell them, no, you're doing this wrong and you're doing that wrong and you need to do it. It's
'Cause
like,
up
no,
until-
you're a side character.
Yeah. Up until
support these
Infinity War, he was one of the bad guys. He was on the side of the Wakanda agreements and all that. Wasn't
Bad
he?
guy?
The
Bad guy?
Sokovia, no, not.
No. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Accord.
Like, he wasn't part of the crew.
He's bad guy because we're Cap.
He was
we're Team
against.
Cap.
Yeah, he was against them.
Yeah, he wanted them all to register. He's a government man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in Infinity War, he welcomes them back and wants to help
Yeah.
them. Blah. Yeah, he is a government man.
Yeah.
And he wanted the Avengers, like, he treated the ones who didn't sign over as criminals and blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't like Rhodey. He just acts like he's one of the main characters, and he's not, is he?
He's the main character in his own movie.
Yeah, and he shouldn't get one either.
Yeah.
But hey, he's fine. Minimal screen time is great.
That's cool.
I think that who got the most screen time? Captain America got the most screen time. There was an article. There was a table of who got the most screen time.
Right.
I think Captain Marvel got 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think even still, in a 3-hour film, I think Captain America only got like 40-something minutes.
Right.
That's total screen time.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, it's there are certain characters that feel underplayed, but they're mainly the ones that were snapped because they only come back in the last hour.
Yeah.
And they literally only have one thing to do each in the fights, you know.
Yeah.
It's either holding back something, shielding things, or trying to take the gauntlet somewhere.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, though, because most of the ones who were snapped, who then came back after the snap, are the people that are going forward and are going to have other films, whereas this was really for the main ones just to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, this is their last film. They get most of the screen time. These side characters, or not these side characters, these other characters who are going on will get more screen time.
The new Avengers.
Yeah, the new Avengers. And I hope they call them the new Avengers.
I would imagine that they will. But
and if they do, where's Sentry? He's cool. Is it Sentry? I'm thinking Sentry. He's in the new Avengers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he is like, he's a Captain Marvel. He's an overpowered character like Captain Marvel.
Yeah. But I thought that Adam Warlock was gonna come into it as well. You know, the gold people from Guardians 2.
Oh yeah.
They created that big thing that was incubating a super soldier.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was gonna have I thought he might appear in this, but clearly not. That'll be Guardians 3, I reckon.
Good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah. But
the first man.
Yeah. But no. But it'll be like I say, it'll be interesting to see where they go from here with
It would be funny if they did go if they did a sort of flashback and they said open as they do the free him bit, they open it, it's just Ash comes out like he got snapped. Actually, we changed our mind with that character. We don't want to do him.
It's too confusing for people.
Yeah, and I thought it was quite cool how Thanos was just snapped. Like, did it himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does create problems with the timeline.
Yeah, because they're from the past.
Doctor Strange 2. Doctor Strange 2, does Stephen Strange get in trouble because he gave away the time stone and changed the course and split the timelines? Because she did that whole thing with the timeline, didn't she? And then Bruce was like, well, no, but if we put it back, then the timeline goes back. But stuff has changed.
Yeah.
So now they've gone off.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They've gone off onto a different timeline now.
The only two characters that can really pull off lots of time travel type stuff is Doctor Strange and probably Ant-Man now.
Yeah.
Because he's got the suit.
Yeah, he's got the suit.
Withstand that kind of thing. And Stephen Strange is just a sorcerer, so can do that anyway.
Oh, that thing with Natasha when she died. Does anyone know if she had any family? Yeah, us. Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes it even sadder. She got her own film coming out, though.
Yeah. Must be a prequel.
It's got to be, really. It would be interesting. Yeah, find out what happens in Budapest. Because the thing is, again, she's not...
Because I wonder if they'll bring
She's
back...
not super powered. She's a trained assassin. Yeah. Like, these films are getting bigger and bigger and the stakes are getting higher and higher. There's only so far you can take non-super powered people.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder whether they'll bring Coulson back for that one as well. Maybe. Slightly younger.
Yeah.
Because they were S.H.I.E.L.D. members at that point, weren't they?
No, I think it's a pre-S.H.I.E.L.D. I think Budapest was pre-S.H.I.E.L.D. That might be where S.H.I.E.L.D. noticed them.
Right, yeah. So maybe they'll get recruited by...
Coulson. Young Coulson
Sam
and
Jackson.
Fury.
Yeah. Be cool. But yeah, all speculation, of course.
Yeah.
They didn't do Reverse House of M.
Which is a shame.
Because there was a point where I was like, Wanda's going to go fucking mental. Wanda is going to kill everything.
And then Wolverine's going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. There was almost a point where I was like, yeah, this is it. They're doing Reverse House of M.
Yeah.
Come on.
And they didn't.
And they didn't. I still think it would have worked.
Yeah. It would have been the perfect way to do it, Disney. And you didn't call us.
Nah, they weren't listening.
They weren't listening.
They listened to Greg and Joe.
Rise of the Moonwalkers.
But they don't listen to us. Rubbish.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
But yeah, we've gone on enough about that now, I think, really.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
we've
much
done
else to
half
say.
of the length of the film.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
There's no way we could have gone 3 hours, I don't think.
Not really. Not really.
But I think there's a lot we're missing out as well.
Huge amounts, I should think.
But yeah, just let us know what you thought of it, really. You know, any theories that you guys have got on things that happened that we haven't covered, or you know, because let's face it, this is one of our favourite things to do is theorise.
Yes.
On what certain lines meant or what certain actions mean. What happened to Loki? What do you think? You know,
That's really interesting. I'm glad. I'm glad that he's gone off, that he possibly survived, because if this has happened, then Thanos couldn't have killed him. That means Loki's still alive.
that's true.
And he's a really good character.
That is true. That's a good point.
There we go.
However, there was only one outcome where they all won.
And this was it.
Yeah. So, I don't know
True.
whether Loki will still be dead because he was killed in this one possible outcome.
That's true. There's one possible outcome where they could have won. Yeah. So somehow Thanos would still get the Tesseract from him.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
no, I just thought, because I was always under the oh, hang on, no, because in the Scepter it was the Mind Stone, wasn't it? And the Tesseract was the blue one.
Yes.
That was it, because they cracked the Scepter to get the Mind Stone to create Vision. Because I was going to say, because it was blue and the Tesseract was blue, and I was like, well, hang on a minute, which one was
Yeah.
the blue
kinda
stone in? The
confusing.
blue stone was in the which one? That's a Power Stone, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Blue one. Mind Stone's gold.
Yeah.
Soul Stone was orange.
Yeah.
What was the red one? That was the gooey stuff,
Yeah.
wasn't
The
it?
ether.
The ether. But what stone was that? Fuck's sake.
No, the Tesseract is the Time Stone, isn't it?
No, Time Stone's
Time. I mean, yeah. No, that's the green one, isn't it?
Oh, the ether is the reality stone.
Reality.
Soul Stone is the orange one. Mind Stone is the yellow one. Space Stone is the blue one.
Yeah.
Time Stone is in there. Power Stone is the purple one, which
Right.
was in the orb from
Yeah,
Guardians
yeah.
of the Galaxy. So it's the Space Stone,
Right.
which makes that's why they can use it to warp
In
through space.
Yeah. Makes sense.
There we go. Not time, but space.
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 Spice.
Right.
But yeah, tell us what you think of it.
Yeah, do
your weird outlandish theories, and yeah, we'll have a chat.
And try and explain the whole Tesseract thing to us if you
Yeah,
can,
because we
please.
still don't really understand where the hell.
If there's one person,
Yeah.
if there's one person that is a supporter that will know, it's Andrew. We're relying on you, sir.
Come on, Andrew.
He's great at canon. Right,
Cool.
come through for us.
Please, we want to know.
We love you. Right.
But yeah, so that was cool. I mean, you should have seen it. I'm imagining you have done. If you haven't, why are you listening?
Yeah.
Just go and see it.
Just do it.
It's the biggest
And I'll
event.
tell you what, if you have seen it, go and see it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to try and catch things. I mean, it's going to be in the cinemas for fucking ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's face it. There's going to go...
Because money.
Yeah. Lots and lots of money. Yeah. That's literally all I've got.
Right. We'll end it then, shall we?
Okay, guys. Thanks again for being patrons of
Yes.
this. If you're not a patron and you're listening months and months down the line, become a patron. You get all this stuff when we talk about it.
Yeah.
It will be relevant to you.
But whoever you are, thanks for listening.
Indeed. See you next time.
Bye.